Wondering what restaurants are worth your money in Magic Kingdom? The DFB team has eaten everywhere, all across this park, over and over and over again. And we're here to tell you about the best of the best today on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Our DFB reporters are in Magic Kingdom every single day. No, seriously, they're pretty familiar with every nook and cranny of this theme park by now. So today's video will take you into this classic park alongside our team to show you where to track down our favorite places to eat. Ready to get super serious about planning your perfect day in Magic Kingdom? Then make sure you download our Ultimate Magic Kingdom checklist for free by scanning that QR code you see on the screen or by heading over to disneyfoodblog.com/mkchecklist. Starting with the best royal treatment. When you're in the presence of Cinderella Castle, you might start getting that urge to dine like royalty, because you're vacationing in these fairy tale lands, you might as well go all in. If you're ready for those major princess vibes inside Magic Kingdom, there are two sit-down restaurants you can turn to. The first actually is inside Cindy's actual castle. It's called Cinderella's Royal Table. This is Disney magic at its finest, y'all. Inside the castle, you'll be surrounded by scaling stone walls adorned with tapestries and art and windows made out of gorgeous stained glass. This is one of those restaurants you're going to want to book if meeting the princesses is a big deal for your group, because you're going to be able to meet a gaggle of them during the course of your meal, starting with Cinderella, who you get a photo op with even before you go up into the restaurant. Now, while princesses do tend to rotate, some of the gals that swing by the castle most often include Snow White, Princess Aurora, that's Sleeping Beauty, and Jasmine. But in the past, we've also seen Belle and Ariel and other fan favorites roam the dining room, so you never know who's going to be there to say hello. Now, let's take a quick look at the menus here. If you book a meal for lunch or dinner, you're going to receive a prix menu where you'll choose one appetizer, one entree, and one dessert. Some of the items we've had this year include the butternut squash soup, the braised beef, the Parisian gnocchi, and the magic carpet ride, which is one of the more creative dishes with a spice-crusted pork tenderloin and pork belly, curry couscous, glazed rainbow carrots, and a peppercorn flying carpet. In general, food here tends to be okay. Like, if it were at a local restaurant back home and I had a 20% off coupon for it, then I'd definitely order some of this stuff again, but that's not really the Disney way. For lunch and dinner, expect to pay $79 for adult and $47 per child, plus tax and gratuity, which is really going to be you paying for the overall castle experience, the atmosphere, and the characters. And if you don't mind getting up and around earlier, you can also dine here for breakfast, which is still a prix menu, but at a cheaper price point for the exact same castle experience. $65 per adult, $39 per child. Cinderella's Royal Table is always a popular option, so make sure to book your advanced dining reservations for this place 60 days before your Magic Kingdom visit for your best chance at snagging a table here. Just keep in mind that the cancellation policy at Cinderella's Royal Table works differently than it does with most other Disney World restaurants. During the time of booking, you will have to pay for your reservation in full, so make sure you've got your credit card out and ready to go when making those ADRs. While you're still able to cancel at least 2 hours prior to your reservation window, if you have to cancel after that, or if you're a no-show entirely, you will be charged the full price of the meal per person regardless. And if you're looking to book a breakfast reservation, I recommend booking the very first time slot in the morning around 8 a.m. This will get you into the park before it officially opens for the day, even earlier than the early theme park entry crowd on most days, meaning you can get some super sweet shots on an empty Main Street USA and in front of Cinderella Castle without worrying about needing to Photoshop out any accidental photo bombers when you get back home. Okay, now it's the Beast's turn. Yep, we're still on that royal dining situation in Magic Kingdom. Not too terribly far away from Cinderella Castle is a second Magic Kingdom castle inside New Fantasyland, and this castle houses the Be Our Guest restaurant. Once again, we're at a pricey restaurant that's more style than substance. The food is okay, but much like Cinderella's Royal Table, you're paying a prix price for one app, one entree, and one dessert, which is kind of like wedding food. You know, banquet food, like when you go to a banquet for your company, that's kind of the caliber of the food. Now, the options here are things like French onion soup, escargot, pork chop, and the dessert trio, including a lemon jam macaron, a dark chocolate truffle, and a chocolate tart topped with that famous gray stuff, rumored by many animated furniture pieces to be delicious. Now, copy and paste what I said about Cinderella's royal table here. Like I said, the food is something I might order again if it was somewhere else and very cheap. But at that $67 per adult and $39 per child price point, the main reason we're dining here is to feel like Belle wandering through the Beast's massive castle. Now, from the moment you step into the first dining room, consider yourself officially transported into a world of magic curses, enchanted roses, and happily ever afters. This place is gorgeous. There are 3 separate rooms you could potentially be seated in, but more than likely you'll probably find yourself eating in the ballroom, which is the biggest dining area of the 3, so, statistically. This giant main room is filled with tables and stunning decor, including golden chandeliers and snowy windows. Fun fact, the snow is made up of animation cells from Beauty and the Beast, so it actually is what you saw in the movie. How cool is that? Now, the second room is the portrait gallery, or the Rose Gallery, which is exactly what it sounds like. There are portraits hanging all over the walls that depict scenes from Beast and Belle's life. Now, a lot of these were not in the film. They are kind of sneak peeks or behind the scenes at what their life was like after they got together. So that's kind of fun. And the third most intimate and highly coveted dining area is the West Wing, which is dark and moody with lightning strikes and low lighting. And of course, the enchanted rose is in there and you can watch the petals drop from it. If you're on the hunt for character dining, just note that Be Our Guest restaurant is not a full character meal. However, there is a character experience while you dine where the Beast walks through the various dining rooms and you can see him from a distance, possibly closer if you're at a table that's near the walking path. In short, if Beauty and the Beast is by far and away your favorite movie or the favorite movie of someone in your group, and you're really hoping to have a Disney-fied dining experience, then this is it. This is that experience. But if you're on a budget and you're wanting to make sure that the one meal you do splurge on is going to be real good food, then maybe don't book a reservation here. One last note before we move on, table service experiences like both of these castle meals do take time. So if you only have one day to hit up all the rides and shows in Magic Kingdom and you don't want to spend an hour or so out of your day eating a nice meal, then that's something you're going to want to talk over with your group before making an advanced dining reservation at either location. There is some really great fast food in Magic Kingdom, counter service, quick service, whatever you want to call it. So if you'd rather do your meal a little bit faster, then we're going to recommend something else. All right, next on our list of best restaurants in Magic Kingdom is going to be the all you care to enjoy stuff, right? Let's say you do want to take some time out of your day to eat at a sit-down restaurant, but you want to make sure you're getting a whole lot of food for the price you're paying. Like maybe you have like 6 teenage boys in your group. I don't know. So where do you go? We've got 2 restaurants free to check out. Restaurant number 1 is Crystal Palace, right off Main Street, USA. Every day is a Friendship Day celebration at the Crystal Palace, so get ready to meet Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Eeyore, and Piglet as you dine on a full buffet spread for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. On top of the characters, Crystal Palace is just a beautiful setting for a meal. It's right at the heart of Magic Kingdom and resembles England's Crystal Palace, which was erected in Hyde Park to house the Great Exhibition of 1851. Thank you, Prince Albert. And that English connection is why Pooh and Friends appear here, not as random as you thought, now is it? Much like the other restaurants around Disney property that offer breakfast and lunch and dinner options, you'll pay less for a morning meal here than you will for the afternoon or evening meal. But here's the real kicker. Depending on when you book your dining reservation, you can pay the breakfast price at $45 per adult, $29 per child, instead of the lunch price at $59 per adult and $38 per child, and still get to try the lunch options here too. In late 2022, our DFB reporters made reservations for breakfast at Crystal Palace for 10:25 a.m. Breakfast was available on the buffet until 10:45 and served items like fresh fruit, bacon, pancakes and waffles, biscuits and gravy, yogurt, eggs, cereal, assorted pastries. Sometimes they have those churro Mickey waffles here. So what happens when breakfast service ends if you're still sitting in the Crystal Palace munching away at your meal? Well, that's when you really get the best of both worlds. Lunch service begins at 11 a.m. in Crystal Palace, which means if you time your reservation right, you, like us, can grab food from the breakfast buffet and the lunch buffet all for one price. Epic win. Lunch options consist of items like Parker House rolls, designated as one of Walt's favorites, a create-your-own salad station, artisanal meats and cheeses, peel-and-eat shrimp, country fried chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans with bacon and onions, basically a little something for everyone. If you enjoy more unique options, then Crystal Palace may not be your jam, but we'll talk about the more adventurous eats in Magic Kingdom next. However, this place does give you a lot of food to keep you full all day long, and you might just get to cover breakfast and lunch in one go. Now, the second all-you-can-eat entry on this list that might just be my favorite restaurant in all of Magic Kingdom, probably because of nostalgia, is Liberty Tree Tavern in Liberty Square. Themed after a late 18th century home, the restaurant is divided into different rooms decorated to reflect famous names from the United States Revolutionary period, including Benjamin Franklin, Betsy Ross, George Washington, and Thomas Jefferson. Now, eating here might feel a little nostalgic because Liberty Tree Tavern serves up the Thanksgiving eats all year round. The meal, served family style, is both hearty and plentiful. We especially love that Patriots platter, which serves up the all you care to enjoy: roasted turkey, pot roast, oven roasted pork, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, seasonal veggies, and herb stuffing. Dessert is included as well, featuring the spot's signature ooey gooey toffee cake, which is one of my absolute favorite desserts in all of Disney World. I don't know why it's so good, but it is really good. By the way, is it stuffing or dressing? What's the difference? Help me out in the comments. Okay, quick word of warning for Liberty Tree. You might want to be specific about exactly where you want to dine when you arrive at your reservation. Now, this is a super weird quirk that we've been noticing. When Liberty Tree Tavern is busy, you might actually be seated inside the Diamond Horseshoe instead. Now, Diamond Horseshoe is a Frontierland restaurant, but the two restaurants share a building, kitchen, and menu, so on particularly crowded days, Disney will use the less crowded Diamond Horseshoe as a backup dining room because it's the same exact menu. If you don't want to get seated at Diamond Horseshoe because you're bound and determined to be a patriot, then you can request to stay put at Liberty Tree Tavern when you're checking in. The cast members will do their best to accommodate you, but if things really are too busy here, they won't be able to guarantee anything. That being said, even if you are seated in the Diamond Horseshoe, you're still going to have a satisfying Thanksgiving meal, but just in an Old West themed music hall instead, which, hey, you might actually prefer. Okay, I promised unique options. Let's get adventurous. While Magic Kingdom is most known for their more accessible eats to cater to kids' palates, there are some more unique options sprinkled around the park too, and we've found them all for you. Out of all Magic Kingdom sit-down options, Skipper Canteen over in Adventureland takes the cake, or rather takes the kungaloosh. This restaurant is themed around the world-famous Jungle Cruise attraction featuring world-famous jungle cuisine. This includes a la carte and not prefix menu options like jungle green salad, the Falls family falafel, hearty hard char siu pork, curried vegetable crew stew, and of course kungaloosh, which is an African-inspired chocolate cake with caramelized bananas served with cashew caramel ice cream and topped with coffee dust. But if you're as old as I am and you've been going to Disney World as long as I have, then the kungaloosh will always be the drink you got at Adventurers Club. Now, if you're looking for an immersive dining experience and you don't mind sacrificing the character meet and greets and castle setting for a cheaper option, then Skipper Canteen will truly take you on an adventure with its unique entrees. They've also got those Jungle Cruise Skipper servers who go heavy on the puns and really fun dining rooms. Much like Be Our Guest, you'll be seated in one of three rooms, either the comfy cozy Falls family parlor, the once secret meeting room of the Society of Adventurers and Explorers, that one's my favorite, or the lively crew mess hall. But wherever you're seated, you're more than welcome to get up and explore all the different rooms with all their different details and Easter eggs to uncover. Now, for unique snack options, we've got 3 on-the-go choices for you to try. The first is the newest of the bunch, Energy Bites kiosk near Tron Light Cycle Run. This spot features futuristic bites like strawberry isoform with strawberry ice cream mochi, or you could keep things a little bit less adventurous and stick to the donuts and cold brew coffee instead, which can be a nice, easy breakfast before you venture further into Tomorrowland. Storybook Treats over in Fantasyland is all about the soft serve, but what makes their soft serve unique is all the seasonal character-themed options you can typically find here. Recently, Storybook Treats has been all about the OG princess, Snow White, so you might be able to grab a Snow White cone with Dole Whip lemon, a chocolate bird, and a sugar bow, or a hi-ho sundae with chocolate soft serve topped with chocolate rocks, graham cracker pieces, whipped cream, and hot fudge. And even more recently than that, 2 more princess-themed ice cream treats appeared at Storybook Treats. Right now, you can order the Rapunzel Sundae, which is a shortcake with Dole Whip lemon and wild berry soft serve topped with berry compote and sugar flowers. Or you can order the Aurora Cone, which is a Dole Whip strawberry and blue soft serve. Apparently blue is a flavor, but really it's just vanilla, topped with white chocolate crisp pearls in a sugar cone. But like I said, the soft serve is always switching up around these parts, so the options might be completely different when you're here next. All right, Sleepy Hollow Refreshments over in Liberty Square. This is based off the Legend of Sleepy Hollow animated film and offers a variety of sweet treats and savory snacks all day long. Seating is outdoors and overlooks Cinderella Castle, which is probably the most impressive part about the atmosphere here, since there's not a whole lot to look at otherwise. Sleepy Hollow is all about their waffles, including the fresh fruit waffle sandwich, the Mickey-shaped waffle with strawberries and powdered sugar, and the traditional Mickey waffle, but still with powdered sugar. They've also got a savory waffle sandwich option here, the sweet and spicy chicken waffle sandwich, but it's definitely got more of a kick and may not be as popular with the kids. The time frames for when you can get these waffles tends to switch up. Sometimes you can only get the fruit waffle sandwich in the morning, sometimes it's all day long, so just make sure you check the online menu ahead of time to confirm you're not missing out on the waffle snack you're looking forward to the most. And then there's my favorite Magic Kingdom snack location, Westward Ho over in Frontierland. Okay, it used to be my favorite, and then they took away my precious Wendell's Bear Claw pastry, but then Main Street Bakery gave it a home and renamed it as the Chocolate Hazelnut Bear Claw. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm not. So, regardless, Westward Ho is still a sleeper hit for options if you're looking for a more savory and speedy snack, not just a Mickey pretzel or popcorn or fries. Savory snacks here include the brown sugar-coated candied bacon skewer, it's so good, the nacho cheese jalapeno poppers, and the corn dog nuggets, which you can also find at Casey's Corner on Main Street, USA, but typically this kiosk is going to be a lot less busy than Casey's. I'm going to talk about a whole lot of other different Magic Kingdom snacks during the course of this video, but if you're already wondering how you're going to choose among them all without blowing your budget on day one, then you'll be happy to know we've already reviewed nearly every snack and food option available at Disney World for you. Check out our DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining and Snacks bundle for all the details you need to plan your snacking and spending. You can download them to your smartphone or any other device, so it'll be like we're right there with you in the parks. Make sure to type in code YouTube to save some cash on your total purchase over at dfbstore.com. All right, ready for best of counter service? Yep, that's right. We're playing favorites here today because there's a quick service restaurant in Magic Kingdom that dominates the rest of its fast food competition, and that is Columbia Harbor House in Liberty Square, and I will not be taking questions. It's Surf and Turf City over here, y'all, so get ready for options like shrimp skewers, grilled salmon, and that all famous chilled lobster roll inside a building inspired by colonial America, specifically New England's coastal style. This spot is huge. It's bigger than you may realize when you first walk in. There are a few dining rooms located both downstairs where you pick up your food and upstairs, which typically is a nice air-conditioned respite from the park's heat and crowds. Not only is this place one of the most affordable options inside the park, but it also caters to a variety of eaters, both picky and adventurous. And please bring me an order of hush puppies. Okay, so maybe you're just exhausted. It is a hot day. Your kids have been unbelievably misbehaved. You just want to sit down. Okay, we've got the restaurants for you that have all the open seating, tons of tables, and lots of AC. Because the downside of some Disney World quick service restaurants is that there's not enough seating. So when you order your food, you might find yourself wandering aimlessly around the dining room, tray in hand, just trying to find anywhere to sit your stuff down. Don't want to play a game of search and find before lunch? Here are 2 Magic Kingdom quick service locations with lots of tables. Now, first we've got Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe in Tomorrowland. Cosmic Ray's is a good place for your McDonald's obsessed kids. It's got burgers, it's got hot dogs, chicken nuggets, etc. And although you're not going to find Ronald McDonald or Grimace in here, you will find Sunny Eclipse, who's an audio animatronic alien who will serenade you on his intergalactic keyboard while you dine. When it comes to seating, you got lots of options. Outdoor seating is covered and will give you a nice view of Cinderella Castle, and indoor seating could put you front and center in the Sunny Eclipse mosh pit, or you could sit a bit further back in the restaurant, which won't give you the whole concert experience, but it might be a little less overstimulating. And then we've got Pinocchio Village House in Fantasyland, which is all about the flatbreads. While this isn't my favorite place to grab a pizza in Disney, it's not the worst either, especially if you try one of their seasonal flatbreads. They've actually come to impress us a couple of times over. Pinocchio Village House is decked out with beautiful artwork commemorating that classic Disney film, you guessed it, Pinocchio. This restaurant has lots of seating available, offering both indoor and outdoor, and a little bit of upstairs option. And yes, the outdoor dining is covered with umbrellas for some much needed shade away from the Florida sun. Now, note that the upstairs option is just a balcony. It's really small, but nobody knows it's there, so you might be able to snag a good table and a good view of the castle. Now, if you want a more interactive dining experience here, you can grab an indoor table toward the back of the restaurant. And if you get a seat next to that giant window peeking over the It's a Small World ride, you can pick up complimentary signs nearby and hold them up for passengers on the ride to tell them fun things to do, like sing We Don't Talk About Bruno or simply wave hello. All right, so what's best for a quick bite before the fireworks? Only got an hour before Happily Ever After, but your tummy's rumbling for a small smack roll? Then you might need to hit up one of these locations fast. Along Main Street, USA, you've got Casey's Corner for hot dogs, Main Street Confectionery for specialty sweets, and the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor for the highest quality caviar. Just kidding, it's ice cream, but I bet that got your attention. While you'll have to wait in line for Plaza Ice Cream Parlor, you can mobile order from Casey's Corner and Main Street Confectionery ahead of time to skip over those long standby queues that tend to get even more dense right before the show starts. Over in Adventureland, Aloha Isle and Sunshine Tree Terrace are both quick service locations that serve up traditional and specialty Dole Whips. But why wait for a Dole Whip when you could get it earlier and enjoy it earlier? I got 3 words for you. It will melt. The problem with getting a Dole Whip treat during the heat of the day is how quick it's going to turn into something you drink rather than something you eat. So if you want to try to get a Dole Whip later when the sun isn't beating down on it, you might actually get to savor all that pineapple goodness instead of feeling like you need to scarf it down before it's fruit soup. Okay, so next, here's the situation. You're really hungry, but you don't necessarily want to pay for an all-you-can-eat dining experience. So where do you go when you want big food for way less? Let's start with the Plaza restaurant first. The Plaza is over on Main Street, USA, right next to the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor. The Plaza is well known for being a reasonably priced table service option in the park, and it offers a solid dining experience for a lot less dough. This is another one of those turn-of-the-century themed restaurants with a lot of charm and picturesque views of Cinderella Castle. Food here is going to get you in your feels. It's comfort eats at their finest with options like Plaza Loaded Fries, the Plaza Reuben, and the Omnibus Sundae made with chocolate and vanilla ice cream topped with hot fudge, raspberry sauce, chocolate sauce, candied walnuts, whipped cream, and a cherry. There's a reason the Plaza restaurant isn't exactly on everyone's radar, though. It doesn't have any over-the-top, in-your-face Disney theming or a big variety of options, but it is great for families with choosy eaters, and it usually has last-minute reservations available, which you can find on the My Disney Experience app. And it'll get a lot of food in your belly for a lot less money than you'll find at any of the other table service restaurants in Magic Kingdom. Now, let me throw another quick service your way. Pecos Bill Tall Tale Inn and Cafe over in Frontierland is where you go when you start thinking, gee, I could really go for a lot of fast food Tex-Mex right about now. Currently, Pecos Bill offers fajita platters, nachos, rice bowls, taco trios, churros, and just that basic spread of Mexican-inspired fare that's under $16 per entree for adults and under $10 per kid. Now, need a massive snack for less than $8 that you could easily split with other members of your group? Head over to Gaston's Tavern in Fantasyland and pick up a warm cinnamon roll. Not only is this cinnamon roll satisfyingly sweet, but you can also ask for an extra cup of icing to drizzle over the top to make things even sweeter. There's not a whole lot going on with the menu over at Gaston's Tavern other than the cinnamon roll, but you can get the gray stuff cupcake here as well as LeFou's brew, made with frozen apple juice and a hint of toasted marshmallow and topped with all natural passion fruit mango foam. All right, we've got a place you want to hit up sooner than later on your Magic Kingdom day if you want some awesome snacks. It's the Spring Roll Cart over in Adventureland. And why do we tell you to get them early? Well, sometimes they do sell out. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. Now, I know this isn't the end of the video, but you didn't really think I would get through a Magic Kingdom food video without talking about the spring rolls, did you? You can get various spring roll flavors here that tend to rotate out semi-frequently, including options like the cheeseburger roll and the pepperoni pizza roll. They just brought in a brand new, they call it the chicken ham and cheese roll, but it's basically chicken cordon bleu, or as one of our reporters like to call it, the whole barnyard spring roll. So again, we love these. They are a great option. They can be a little bit greasier than you might want, or just the right amount of greasy depending on who you are. Anyway, there's usually 2 options available. You can get 1 of each or 2 of either kind, and the line can get really, really long. So definitely get there earlier in the day, maybe around 11. I think that's around when they open. All right, so much food, and can you believe there's still so much more to talk about just within Magic Kingdom alone? Keep tuning in to the DFB channel, and we're going to continue to feed you with the latest Magic Kingdom sweets and eats, so you'll never have to go hungry in the most magical place on Earth. Make sure to download the Magic Kingdom checklist too over at disneyfoodblog.com/mkchecklist for a free PDF that'll help you plan out your day around the most magical place on Earth. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.